Recently watched the very first Predator movie that ever came out, meaning the one that came out in 1987. And holy crap, that was a long time ago. I was not even alive, but you know what? Doesn't matter. This movie still holds up. It's still awesome. It's still great. I like when the things blow up. If you think the same way, I recommend it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, watch it again. It's just good. It's good. It's good. It's led by a young, big, muscular Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by the great John McTiernan, who also directed the first Die Hard movie, the best. And let's just admit it. They knew what they were doing with this one. It launched a series that survives to this day. Another Predator movie came out a year ago, less than a year, very recently. I plan on watching that one and doing a review about it because I'm very curious what they decided to do. It has helped with the progression of splicing the sci-fi with the action and making it entertaining. And I think, if you ask me, I think that there's plenty of influence on pop culture that it's had throughout the years, especially with video games. I think that video games, like when you're picking a military character or a soldier class, I'm seeing a lot of similarities between the selection of soldiers you have in the Predator movie and video games over the years when you're selecting a class. I wonder if those are correlated somehow. I wonder if they were inspired. I don't know for sure, but I'm seeing some stuff. And this movie is just so quotable. Stick around. It's just awesome. So if you haven't seen it, let's do a little bit of a recap. Predators are aliens, okay? They're from outer space, and they actually have a very interesting culture. They want to be the apex predators. They hunt down other species in the universe and try and kill them and take something away from them, a trophy of some kind from them, to prove their worth, to prove their mettle as a soldier, or not, maybe not even a soldier, just a hunter, a predator, someone who can take down anything. And it seems that predators do have quite a good time, or a sporting time, going after humans. They seem to prefer the challenge that comes with that. Oftentimes they do get to kill a lot of people. It takes a while for one to show up that can actually, take one down, and and you'll find out in the movie how hard that gets. But they seem to enjoy it, because humans, they know that humans are resourceful. They know they work in teams, and they have strategies. They have big bad weapons that can do damage and that can kill them. And so predators just enjoy the ride, man. They want to get down there and they want to test how good they are against anything. And so the very first Predator movie is about a predator that's hiding in the jungle somewhere, and it happens to be a jungle full of, I don't know, rebels, terrorists, some kind of people. And a squad of U.S. soldiers are in there trying to get some U.S. hostages out. And they raid the camp that they targeted, and they find out that pretty much everyone's dead. And they're like, well, that's kind of weird. And they start seeing some fishy things throughout, and the situation just kind of becomes less and less what they were expecting, and it's just very confusing. They start finding bodies that are hanging from trees, and it just gets intense, man. And then they figure out they're being watched by something. They can't figure out what it is. No, none of them have really had an experience with something like this before. And why would they? It's because they're being tracked and hunted by an alien, and this is taking out guys left and right. They're freaking out, trying to stay composed and trying to get the crap out of there, but it's hard. And this movie does a great job at slowly revealing the strategy of the predator, but also just the advantages that the predator has. One of the classic things that have come out of Predator is the fact that it doesn't actually see. It sees like a snake. It sees, or like it sees body heat. And if you can't see body heat, it doesn't see you. And it's kind of a reptilian style of vision, and indicating a difference from one thing to another. But it's just decked out in all this tech, though. Still, its suit can become invisible. It has this little shoulder laser thing that it can just use to pew, 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 and just blow holes in people. It's just They're very big, very strong. They got these big old claws. Like they're still OP, man. This just isn't fair. It's just not fair. Why would you want to fight one of these things? You know, it's just not. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, it takes big bad Arnold Schwarzenegger to figure out the tricks of all of that this alien has and how to beat him, and it's just them going toe to toe with each other is one of the best parts of the movie. The big finale, and again, it's hard to find a movie that can splice together the the kapow boom action style, but also just introduce a new sci-fi character that has certain abilities and has a very interesting background, and it just does it super well. And like I said before, it has many films that have followed that follow the general same principle, and it's just entertaining. It's great. If you haven't seen it, I'd say go see it. If you have seen it, I say watch it again because it's great. I think everyone should see it. Assuming you're an adult, because definitely not for kids. Just noting that one. But anyway, Predator. It's an awesome movie. It's a classic. It's great. What more can I say?